Alright, mic check 1 2 1 2. Splendid. We are live. What's up, everybody? It's JTB. Oh god. What save is it? I think it's chapter 10. Yeah, I did, it's right there. Right, chapter 10. So, chapter 11. This was Acolyte, wasn't it? Yeah. So as far as I can tell, because I've been jotting down stuff as I've been playing Master Ninja Mode 2, I don't think the item pickups, Test of Valor rewards are any different on the higher difficulties, which is bizarre, but it does make putting these guides together a lot easier. I'm not gonna lie. Right, so where are we? We want items. Here we go. Yeah, chapter 11. Boom. Let's rock and roll. Okay. What kind of ninjas do you get here on Acolyte? Do you even get IS ninjas? Huh. Doesn't look like it. Oh, wow. Like, oh, we get, like, budget IS ninjas. Okay. Take this. Actually, any items here? This is, no, that's gone. Pretty sure I should have some, goons here. Man. A stark contrast between this and Master Ninja, isn't there? There's approximately 800 million less ninjas to deal with. Whoops. Oh, I love the Tom for this is kind of crazy. That was an ET. And it's funny, like, maybe it's just me, but the way people kind of make out that chapter 11 is like this impossible hill. I think, did you ever like think to use the Tonfa? Like the Tonfa literally turned this entire chapter into minced beef for free. Like, it's kind of nuts, like how powerful the Tonfa are in this chapter. And like, it's not... It's overly difficult either. Like, especially like if you have wind blades and impo. Like, I suppose if you skipped wind blades, you're in trouble. But like, just as long as you can get a UT going or an ET in chapter 11, like even an ET is gonna just melt like half a wave. You don't really get the enemies here to show it, but I will show it on the Master Ninja walkthrough. Oops. Nope. I mean, that barely hit that second guy. There's no items yet. Like, I don't. Well, there's the item box in there, I guess. That noise is just so satisfying. God, that hitbox on the Tonfa. Like the active, like that is active like a solid like half a second after like he whiffs. Like if something walks into the, if something walks into it, like, they'll still get hit. The sound effects on the Tundra as well is so good. I need a key for this. Yeah, you do. What's up, Dino? You need a key for that? Well, there's more bitches here. You guys forgot on your anti-tonfa cream this morning. Of which there is no such thing. Wait, who said that? Oh. Wait. Just, like, hit me right in the dash recovery. Aren't you clever? There was ninjas here. Not anymore. Now there is only pie filling. Can you stop that, please? Oh, Heavenly Justice into these OTs is just mwah. Love it. Yeah, gee. Yeah, there's like no item boxes. Yeah. That's crazy. Makes the guide easy. What's up, lads? What are you doing? Oh, the noise. Oh, it's so good. Is it? Did you get the key here? Like, I can't quite remember. Oh, dogs. Oh, that's cute. Can you like stop being alive? Wow, like that shuriken was like perfect to just stun lock me so you could grab me again. That just counter him. He's not having it. It's off. Legs. You know, Dino, if you get in, feel like if you burn out on survival, one thing I would highly recommend is just play it with like no objective, like genuinely just play it for fun. Like just play survival. Like don't play for score, don't play for like surviving. Like just have fun. Just play it and like don't think about anything. I've noticed that because I'm at Test of Valor 7 right now on Master Ninja, and doing those tests of Valors on Master Ninja, like no items, no nimpo, is really like there were a couple of them that were like a real pain to get. One of them I think is impossible. Like Test of Valor 4, I used nimpo on that. Like I genuinely don't think that's possible. Not on a fresh save. All right, so we get Spirit of the Devils. 20 grand. That's a talisman then, isn't it? Yeah, that's a talisman. So Spirit of the Devils, talisman, and Windmill Shuriken. Yeah, that as well. Do you know, like, survival will build your fundamentals like crazy. One of the things, like, funny enough, I was playing Test of Valor 7 just before I started streaming. Got to the marionettes and thought, okay, fine, keep it simple, like, you'll be fine here. Jumped once, and got nailed and died. And I've said, like, many times on my guide, even on Mentor, like, when you've got marionettes on screen, especially in Test of Valor 7, because you have 5 of the fuckers on screen at once. Rule number 1, don't ever jump. Never, ever jump. Ever. In that Test of Valor. Just don't jump. And I forgot that for a second. And, like, it got me killed. That's one thing, having played those Tests of Valors, like, while trying to bring them down, like, you know, without using items, is the damage on the damage on Master Ninja is just absolutely fucking insane. So for example, is that not upgraded though? No, I don't want to use that. Shit. Oh, well, I haven't had this at level 3. Yeah, so for example, that Test of Valor in particular, Test of Valor 7, the Vanguard fireballs, like the gold Vanguards, their fireballs on block do like 30% if you block all 3. Each one does like about an 1/8 of your life bar, approximately. And it's like, so you literally lose, like if you block 2 Vanguard fireballs twice, that's half your life on block. Like you, like chip damage being like as much as like certain attacks deal like when they hit you. They're like grounded fireballs are unblockable, and one of them does like 40%, and they fire them in volleys of 3. So it, like, and you have 3 Vanguards at a time. So like they are literally chucking like 90% life at you like constantly. Oh, what's up, period? And it's just one of those things that makes you think, you know, that I'm gonna do a podcast on that, like probably within the next week or so. Regular podcast is something I want to get on the cards. And it's just the damage in NG2 on Master Ninja is just absolutely fucking insane. You're having an upgraded life bar is like almost meaningless until you get all of them. Like my life bar right here, for example. On Master Ninja, the amount of enemies that could kill you in 2 hits on this life bar is crazy. Like the regular enemies do more damage than the bosses. For example, like the Golden Vanguard's pounce, where they jump on you and punch you and grab you. Granted, you can cut that short, but even if you cut it short, it still does like half your life bar. Zidonius's ground pound doesn't do that much damage on Master Ninja. Like, it's so weird that, like, you know, they, as I said, like, you gotta use, kind of have to assume, I guess, that like they never got around to like fully testing that. Like the damage is just off the fucking chart. And it's kind of what ruins, I think it's honestly what ruins story mode. I mentioned it in the update video I posted earlier, but like story mode just feels really like poorly made, you know? Like doing these guides, for example, like there's no different item pickups, like all the item pickups are the same, all the Test of Valor rewards are the same. There's no there's no like extra stuff, you know, there's no scarabs, they don't mix up the item switches on different difficulties, they don't mix up like the Test of Valor rewards across different difficulties, and it's just something that made Black, you know, just gave Black that little extra bit of, you know, sparkle, for lack of a better word. You know, it's like very hard, all your scarab rewards, and like if you want Nimpo on very hard, like you better know where the scarabs are, otherwise you ain't getting good Nimpo. They, you know, like items are more expensive. They did keep that, but I feel like essence management in this game is like it's just not a thing, because like you can hold so much money, and you can like cheese the enemies, like not even like unintentionally, like you can just cheese the enemies so much to where like you're just earning so much money that like burning like all your items. Like for example, the videos that I saw, I didn't see them all, but the ones that I have seen out there for the Tests of Valors, they dump like every single item on them, you know, like a full stock of items, like a talisman, full heals, full devil mushrooms, full grains, full herbs. And I think, why is that viable? And I think it's because of the way the essence system works. If you could only hold 100 grand in this game like you could in Black, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to just brute force and like, you know, dump 40 grand at Muramasa every time you see him. You know? Yeah, like the enemy control you have to, like, you'll see this in the Master Ninja Tests of Valor's. On some of those videos, the strategy's completely different. Like, for Tests of Valor 6, for example, my strategy for the Red Galas is totally different than Mentor, because there is no way to consistently control them on Master Ninja. You just can't. Like, it's so weird. Like, on Mentor, Wind Run into YYYY was very consistent. Like, that worked. Like, that was a way to take him out. Where, when I was playing it on Master Ninja, the amount of times I do Wind Run, and, like, they just immediately turn around and headbutt me, like, before I could even move, and take, like, 30% of your life. That move can also double connect, which is, you know, awesome. And it's like, okay, great. So, like, that's no longer safe to do. Like, the safest way ended up being to just charge UTs, like, charge side UTs, and even that isn't, like, completely safe. And it's kind of the sacrifice, I guess, they have. You know, in order to make a game that is, like, constantly challenging, I guess they did, whether by design or not, because we don't know. None of us worked on the game. They have to give up, like, some of that consistency and that polish that NGB has, you know? Right now, like, I just got done doing, like, a lot of the Master Ninja walkthrough NGB, and I was playing the Archive Challenge, and I was doing, like, I was showing a safer way to do the Archive Challenge, and I got bored. Like, I was just bored. Like, playing the Archive Challenge I was like, man, like, this just isn't hard. Like, and the Archive Challenge on Master Ninja is probably one of the hardest fights that game throws at you on Master Ninja. But the game is consistent to the point where I've played it enough to where that fight's no longer difficult. Like, it's no longer a challenge. It's not difficult. That applies to nothing in this game. Well, if you're playing on the easy difficulties, it does. Because, like, right now, I'm being pretty blasé. But on Master Ninja and even Mentor, you cannot, like, just autopilot this game. You just can't. The enemies do too much damage. The enemies are too unpredictable. I say especially on Master Ninja. And just, that's why I say it's a bit unfortunate that the damage is just so wildly, like, just unfair, you know? Like, enemies doing, like, quarter of your life on block is, you just think, what? Like, why? Like, where, like, how is that okay? You know, and it's not. And again, you know, like, Ryu is hella broke. Like, Ryu is still more powerful, but, I feel like you have to play perfect in order to get that level of, like, lethality from Ryu, whereas the enemies just have to literally land, like, a couple of hits, and that's it. Like, I love the Y counts on the top, it's so good. Yeah, there's like no item chests in this chapter, which is good. Makes the guide easier. Oh, another one too. I know. I think even someone mentioned it in stream before. Actually, was a boss guide for the Drunken Skeleton on Master Ninja. I was playing him when I was going through that. Played him on Mentor, like, super consistent. Like, not a problem at all. Play him on Master Ninja, just boom, out of nowhere, he'll just grab you for, like, fucking 80% of your life bar. It's like, okay, cool. Like, when is it safe to attack this boss? Never. Like, it's never actually safe. So, the best strategy I could see was Wind Blades with, like, level 2 Wind Blades or level 3 Wind Blades, and then just 360 Lunar ETs to stun him. And then just do forward YY XY when he's stunned. Keep doing that over and over again. And, like, that's mad cheap, but in terms of consistency, like, I couldn't see a better way of beating him. Because he's just never vulnerable. Like, even after that giant kick he does, where, like, he kicks a load of shit at you. Like, he can do that, like, at any point. The hitbox on it is absolutely fucking enormous. And who knows, like, maybe it was intentional. Like, maybe they intended you to, like, use Nimpo in the way you use Nimpo in this game. But I don't know. I don't think so. You know, with the way NGB is, like, I don't think that was their design. Oh, what's up, Mason? And then there's other bosses and enemies that are, like, totally fine. Like, I don't know. Like pink Vangelfs, for example, you can fight all day. Like, you can fight them all day. They're totally fine. The thing that makes the green and gold Vangelfs crazy is that they fly. You know? Oh, I didn't even know he was a... Oh, what's up, G'day? Didn't even know he was there. But yeah, like Test of Valor 4 and 7 on Master Ninja, like, God, they are the two challenges so far that have like really highlighted like just how like unfinished this game feels in so many ways. Because the damage is just absolutely fucking insane. I have to redo all of Chapter 6 on my very hardcore amongst the fail the time bonus by 7 minutes. Ooh, man. That sounds like maybe 1 or 2 extra saves. That's quite a lot of time, actually. Oh, yeah. But I mean, even, like, look at this. Like, look at the difference. Like, I'm just playing on easy here. It's like, yeah, you hit me, great. On Master Ninja, that would have been half my life bar. Like, for an unblockable, for like a guard crush attack that doesn't exactly tickle when you block it. Like on hit, that does less damage on hit than you're not allowed to block my windmill shuriken. That does more damage on, less damage, sorry, on hit than it does on chip on Master Ninja. Yeah, I know what you mean, Dino. Like, it's kind of a shame. The way to play this game, like, especially in story mode, is, you know, like there is a way to play this game. Like, I guess it's that simple, really. You know, there is a right and wrong way to play the game. Oh, just the Windows Shuriken, man, is so good. Them taking that out of Sigma 2, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of, like, the biggest... That was one of the biggest letdowns on Sigma 2. It's the fact that they took out projectile missiles. I wasn't really that bothered about the bow, or the incendiaries, but the Windmill Shuriken one, man, it's just... Oh, it's just so much fun to do. Look at that, just right through a huge chunk of them. It should have invulnerability though, like, that's another one where it feels like, I guess they just didn't get around to that in testing. It's like, whoops. That was unlucky. Oh! Well, aren't you clever? You know, I actually need to test this. Have I got an enemy left? Yeah. Ah, no. I could do this. I could do with this not having... So I was trying to check Essence the other day. Like, how long Essence stays out for, and it is way longer than Black. Oh yeah, the hands bar machine, yeah. You can probably do that. You can get away with that on Master Ninja. Definitely. I honestly stopped playing for score, man. Like, it was like, I think it was like the last time I played it on stream, I was playing for score, and I remember just thinking, nah, fuck this. Like, just fuck this. Like, I don't care. I don't care about score. 15 minutes of salty run back for every learning experience. That sounds about right. Yeah, like, I really feel like the karma multiplier, it kind of ruins a part of survival. It really does. Because you can get, like, that Flails run I had was a perfect example. I got like, what, like, just under 7 million. And yet, like, just playing for score, brute forcing it, I got over 3 million in half of one round. Like, you know. And I'm thinking, like, you know, with regards to the videos, like, my main goal for survival is to just get the Master Ninja round on video for every weapon. And I used to think that was like a crazy tall order, which it's still, you know, I'm not saying it's easy. But if you're just playing for survival and not score, like, it is quite a bit more manageable. Like, once you get past Genshin 1, it's, you know, like, you're in good shape, really, because, like, the hardest Genshin is out of the way. Then you just got to stay alive for the rest of it. Isn't there something down here? Yeah. Oh, can't carry it. There's, like, no... it's like no item pickups in this chapter. Like, grain. There we go. Yeah, there's definitely certain waves. There's certain waves I really want to dig into. Because on Format B, I feel like the mech waves on Format B, like, I know I mentioned it on that flail stream, the general strat was to always do, like, you know, get a UT ready at the end of the round, and then, like, you know, release it at the start. I don't think that's really the way it should be done going forward. I think you should try and kill 2 pillbugs or skeletons. Like, save the skeletons and the pillbugs, try and kill 2. Save the essence, like, actually stagger the essence, and then as soon as you see that mech spawn, go right for him and kill the mech. Like, the mech is the problem in Format B. Well, unless you're using the Tom. And for the other weapons, like, that mech is the problem. Like, he's the dangerous enemy there. So take him out. Don't leave it to chance and be like, oh, well, if they, like, if the answer to the question, well, what if you don't get the spawn you want, is, well, you're fucked. I feel like you need to change the strategy, you know? Yeah, the dogs, yeah, again, the dogs are just... The dogs are kind of bullshit. You got 12 dogs to kill. And, you know, that's a lot of dogs. Like, that's a lot of times that... And on Mentor and above... Well, not even on Mentor. Like, even on the first round. If you get to them with, like, half life, one suicide grab, you're done. And, you know, like, jumping against dogs is not advisable, but you have to get your own landings in, otherwise, you, like, they're never just going to let you charge a UT. So, yeah, the dogs, like, it's weird because the scythe is by far, I think the reason the scythe, in my book, is, like, by far the most powerful weapon in survival is because it's the only weapon, that just, you don't have to not care. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk here. But if you get, like, a good UT pattern on the dogs, the scythe just deletes the dog wave. And it's the only weapon that can do that. No other weapon can do that. Like, you start off with Rotate Y with Staggered Essence, and you kill, like, one dog, you're in good shape. Legs. Whereas any other weapon, if that opening UT whiffs with any other weapon, you're like, oh shit. Whereas if it whiffs with the scythe, you're like, ah, well, that's okay, but now I've got XYY. I've got in-air XYY, and I've got Nimpo. That Nimpo's gonna guarantee me another UT. You know, and the scythe UT is just so destructive. And it's got the Rotate Y UT is just insane. You know, the fact that it has a UT that you can just let rip. Well, both UT, really. But the scythe UT, you can just let it rip, the 360 UT, and dogs will just run into it and just, it's great. Isn't there a few ninjas around here? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Also, as well, I know I mentioned this in one of the, I think it was the scythe run I did, the other scythe run, but I feel like, especially in Format A, the mages and zombie wave should be treated, like, as a recovery wave. Because once you take out the first run of mages, and then you take out, like, and then you stagger the zombies. Those zombies give you chunky health orbs. Chunky health orbs. So kill them one at a time. But again, this is under the idea that you're playing for survival. A lot of the stuff that's out there, even on the forum, really, is geared to playing for score. I'm just so over playing for score in NG. You know, I'll watch it. I'll watch the runs. I'll enjoy them, definitely. But going for score, like, I just could not care less at this point. I really don't. Especially in survival, because I feel like it's kind of... It goes against, like, the spirit of it, you know? Okay, so that's, chest 6. Orbs. Sorry, I got my flails is higher than my dragon sword. The dragon sword can be tricky. Dragon sword can be tricky. Mages. Yeah, mages, man. Like I say, mages are, again, on Format B. The mages and mech wave on Format B. Like, it's funny, like, with certain weapons, like, the priority waves really change. Like, for example, the Tonfa do not give a single fuck about any man-sized enemy wave, because one Tonfa ET is like curtains, and you've got Rotate Y. What's tricky with the Tonfa? Mechs, because they don't really have anything that can kill them that's not a UT. And mechs give you really, really good health orbs. But if you're killing everything with UTs, you're not going to get health orbs. It's weird. I sometimes wish that... I like that every weapon has the mission, I do, but it would be really cool if they just gave you Format A and B and you had every weapon. You just had every weapon. Because there are certain points, even on the side, where I think, God, man, what I'd give for the Tonfa here. Like, you know. Speaking of Genshin. Hello, good sir. Oh, that's half your life, Bart. I mean, just look at that damage. Oh my god. Oh, we got out of that. Yeah, I'm over here, mate. Like, Genshin has been on Ryu's moonshine. He just, like, attacked where I wasn't standing. Oh, no, not two. Okay. The flails really grew on me when I was playing survival with them. As I said, I feel like people's obsession with score blinded them to how the flails need to be used. I was always, oh man, the flails, like, how'd you fight the mech waves with the flails? And I think, you know, manipulate the enemies and charge UTs, but then when you're playing for score, that's going to drain your Karma Burst, which obviously you wouldn't want to do. Don't play for score, and you're thinking, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Yeah, to be fair, Kade, I mean, I enjoyed playing for score, don't get me wrong. Like, it definitely was something I enjoyed doing. But now, I just don't care. Like, I just do not care. Because it's just, I've done that, you know? I've done it so much. I could not give a toss about score anymore. I really couldn't. It's, like, I like watching them, don't get me wrong. Like, Kel recently posted his Chapter 5 video for Very Hard. Awesome video. Like, I love watching it, but, you know, I know too well, like, what it took to get that. And it's just not, it's not fun for me anymore. The only reason why, I did HP 1, I guess, is because I never got a chance to do it back then. But again, HP 1 is so different. Yeah, hold this anti-air, son. HP 1 for score, like, is so much more fun than black or 2. Like, you know, it's the one scoring system that, like, really tests knowledge of the actual mechanics of the game. You know, it's just, it was so much fun to do HP 1 after so long. You know? Oh, I know. I mean, like, farming, doing a karma run on NG2, that's something I want to do. But I will do it with I'll do it with no farming. Like, I won't be farming that run at all. Because I actually want to show, like, how the instant kill and killing spree bonuses, like, how that actually makes you play for karma, because it's so much more fun. Like, it's so much more fun to play that way. Is that the... Is the volcano attacking me or something? Because they don't look like no Vanguard fire. Like, that's so funny that, like, that only just killed me. And yet on Master Ninja, that's like 60% alive. Yeah, actually... Yeah, it is. The volcano actually attacks you. Okay. Or is that the armadillos? Well, I suppose that's the armadillo. Oh, hang on. Oh, devil. No. You can die. Oh yeah, like, Kel's runs, I mean, they're always beatable, you know? Like, I've always said, like, you know, a video only shows the next guy how to beat you. But I don't envy the next guy. I don't envy the person that, like, is trying to beat Kel. No, like, no way. That is gonna be fucking insane. To beat his runs. Like, and I'm guessing he's gonna go all out and do them all. You know? Oh man, yeah, I hate that, Dino. Yeah, that's another thing though. Like, did the stomp, like, actually hit you, or did it just land, like, you know, in fucking Jupiter and yet still hit you? Like, that's the thing. That's the other thing about this game, and I feel like that's where it really breaks down on its higher levels, is because, like, for example, I was playing Test of Valor earlier, and the amount of times, like, I dash, and I just don't get my dash, and then a fucking, like, a Vangelf pounce hits me for, like, 70% life, and you're like, if that was my fault, fine, like, okay, but, like, my input just got dropped, and I literally just lost 70 fucking % of my health, you know? It's, you know, it's like, at that point, you're like, oh, like, that shouldn't have hit me, you know? That's the problem when you have, like, you know, an inconsistent approach, is that when you genuinely get fucked over, you just, it just stings, you know? It really is, yeah, I mean, it's, his dedication to, like, get that on video as well, because me and Al have said this before, and it really is one of those things that unless you've done one, like, you just don't know. You just don't know. Sorry to bring out that line, but I'm telling you, like, recording a karma run, especially one of that caliber, like, it is a billion times harder than just doing it. Recording anything full stop in a game makes it way harder. The game knows when you're trying to get something on video, and it will fuck you. You will see so many things for the first time ever when you're trying to record something versus just doing it, you know, for whatever. And like karma running, like the amount of times like you just get the most insane thing happen. And you're like, man, if I wasn't recording, like, this would be so much easier. And yeah, live streaming is like recording on steroids. I mean, if I had a way to do, if I had a setup where I could record, like, my feed and have my streams separate, I would record those, I'd stream the Test of Valors that I'm doing, but I don't have a way to do that. I have got some clips, though, that I'm gonna save for Master Ninja. Like, there's one in particular where, like, a Vangelf is literally right in front of me, and I do forward Y. This is on Test of Valor 7. I do forward Y, literally, nothing comes out, Ryu just like, let's go a block, and he's just stood there, and I just get fireballed in the face into a drill dive, and I'm dead. I go from like 100% health, the fireball's half my life, the drill dive is half your life. It's like, boom, get hit in the air, dead. And I remember thinking, like, I did, like, where was my move? Like, where was my move that I wanted? Like, if I'd have screwed up and got killed, it would have been fine. But when it's like, okay, great, I did forward Y there, and literally nothing happened. It's like, awesome. That's great. And it's things like that that just, you know, they really kind of break it down a bit. And you're like, ugh. If only. It's, I have something in mind that I'm going to do for NG2. Along those lines. Should be a fun video. Ooh, Incendiary. That's Ninja Corpse number 2. Incendiaries. God, it's so muggy today and yesterday. Oh yeah, the guillotine throw man, he always falls off, except when he doesn't. He falls off 100% of the time, 90% of the time, 50% of the time when you don't want him to. Like, farming that clone on... Oh, man. Farming that fucking clone. Jesus, man. It's just not even funny, like, how many different ways, like, he can just be a complete bastard. Like, just mess up your run, like, you know? I think you get guards here on that. That should hit me. That was weird. Like, that absolutely should have hit me. Scythe, think about it, right? Is the Scythe the best weapon in the game? Just thinking, like, is that, like, could there be any spawn that you get with the Scythe and think, ooh, this weapon can't handle this? I don't think so. Any combination of enemies, like the Scythe, can handle pretty well. It's not the best against marionettes, but you can just charge. NG2 level 11. No UT, no skips, no healing, no statues. Oh. Man, yeah, that Resetsu brawl. That Resetsu brawl would not be easy. What weapon? Is that any weapon? God, yeah, so here we are. Look. Let me get rid of these Vanguards. Oh, you know the other thing too that just drives me insane about this game? Ryu's aim on, like, when you try and aim the incendiaries with Ryu, God, his aim is fucking awful. Like, it wasn't great in Black, but good God, it's just crazy. Okay, so yeah, these guys, look. Oh, no, hang on. Let's get rid of you. God. So, you want to wind run behind them, right? They turn around. You get YYY. It stuns them. You wind run. You block. You get YYY. They're dead. Try that again. We block. It hits. That was good. I should have done that. Get down here. There we go. Wait for them to turn around. You block. YYY. Like, up until Mentor works every time. On Master Ninja, every now and then, they just turn around and hit you. It's like why? Like, why is there, like, seemingly, like, just no safe way to take them out that's not the UTs? It's oh, man. Yeah, the Debilero clone's fine. If you want to get max points, though, get him stuck in front of the switch, not the wall. You can thank me for that, because I found that on my Master Ninja run. So, sorry, everybody. I apologise. But yeah, Like, if you want to get max points, you want to get him stuck in front of the switch. On very hard, I'm not sure on Master Ninja. What's up, Ollie? But on Master Ninja, that equates to like 5 more UTs over the entire course of his life bar. I'm not sure how much it is on very hard. It's probably a little bit less, but it's probably still at least 3 UTs. So if you want to get max score, like Kel will be doing that on his run, and I'm sorry, Kel. Alright then. You are annoying. Can you get down here, please? Get down here. Whoa! See what I mean? Like sometimes you can hit him after that move when he does his ground pound. And yet even on Acolyte, he's like all of a sudden, no, I'm just gonna hit you now. Like, I'm just gonna hit you this time. And like the string is too fast to hit confirm. Like what? Like to hit confirm past the second hit. Like you just kind of have to. Like oh shit, that was the wrong. Like you just have to commit to it at that point. So. You can't oversee him, can you? Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, on hard he's kind of weird because you can do the incendiary strat and like try and get those lucky UTs on it, which if you're going for max, like you kind of have to do. It's weird. Like NGB is I don't know, like NGB for me is like more bearable for score just because there is a level of consistency to NGB. I wish people would play more no reset karma runs because they're genuinely a lot of fun. But like NGB is at least like somewhat consistent. Oh come on, I don't want to piss around here. Whereas like NG2 for karma, like it's just brute force farming. Like, and I mean farming to a point that like you have probably never ever seen. What's up, Iron? Oh, is the Luna good against him? I never tried the Luna on him. They do actually. Yeah, I just thought. Yeah, they did. I'm kind of glad because people like me forget the deities sometimes. so the fact that they made them like super obvious was kind of nice for karma running. I'll say that for Sigma, right? If you're interested in like karma running that kind of game, I highly recommend Sigma. You've got no farming. The time, like, there's a few like annoying parts to it, but like the fact that they just take out all the farming is just it's so much better. Like there's no ogre farming in Sigma. None. You never have to sit there and farm ogres for like 6 minutes. I'm like, that's not an exaggeration. I can think of 2 fights off the top of my head in NGB where you literally farm ogres for 6 minutes. And it's just, ugh. And that's something that sounds simple on the surface, but it's not. Are there any item chests around here? Nice, yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, seems like this would be a perfect place for them to put a few item chests, but... Aha! Is that S? Yeah. You know what? I actually want to get hit by that. Let me check something real quick. Just to laugh at the amount of damage that's probably going to do. Alright. Hit me with the drill dive. Also, the range on this move. Oh my lord. Probably not going to do it, are we? Like, you cannot even think about jumping against these enemies on Master Ninja. And yet here, look at them. They're just not doing anything. Hit me. Oh, look at that. That double connected as well. It does over twice that on Master Ninja. Like, no worries, Dino. I'll catch you later, man. I love this area. Like, this area looks so cool. I have to check, to be honest, today. Normal, like, what did I get on normal? Like 16 million, 17 million? I can't remember. In Master Ninja, I think I got like 21, 22. Hard, I got like... Actually, did I do one on hard? I think I did. Oh, I mean, like, just... Look at the difference, like, the damage on the lower difficulties, like, granted, on NGB, like, you can really bring the hurt to bosses, but you can't just delete half their life bar, like, in one string with a regular weapon. Like, you need the UF to do that kind of damage. Look at that. Like... Oh, man. Yeah, the spear gun is kind of useless in Sigma, actually, now that you mention it. They did make Chapter 11 a lot better. Yeah, let me have a look here. Because I made the top 10 on normal. Here we are. Oh, no, it's not in there, is it? Ah. Oh, I haven't got... Oh, no, I haven't got my NGB Bible here. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's something to remember to bring. I'll have to check my files on that one. My memory's not very good. Oh, yeah, that was hard mode. Yeah, that was really fun, actually. That was a really fun... That was just a really fun experiment to, like, show just, like, how different... Because I think it was around... Chapter 6 where they started to drift. Like, up until Chapter 5, like, they were neck and neck. And then, like, I remember one of them, like, the Chapter 6 just went really badly. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, Chapter 11 is a lot better in Sigma. Again, Sigma. It's underrated now. It's underrated. Okay, so we are, like, almost at the end here, really. And the good thing is, in Chapter 14, there's, like, no items, pretty much. From what I can remember. And then I'm going to have to start this all over again, because I forgot to get the fucking Rod of Trials. And I need to do the Test of Valors. Look at that damage! Like, just... That is a joke. It's annoying that they can sometimes block that, you know? Oh man, that sucks. I feel like normal and hard, maybe normal's a bit better, but I feel like for no reset, I feel like normal is probably the best difficulty. Even though you're obviously going to get a way higher score with resets, but like you can still get a very, very, very good score on normal without resets. Like it's feasible to get into the top 10 like without resetting. On any other difficulty, I don't think you stand a chance of getting in the top 10 without resets. Especially not Master Ninja. Although, to be fair, Master Ninja's top 10 is just a little, is kind of bloated at this point. Once mine and Balbade's run was done, like, well into 25 million on video, like, you could be 1,000,000 points behind both of us, and you'd still break, like, 24 million and change. So, it did kind of make the top 10 go up, like, a little bit, unfairly kind of skewed the top 10, I guess. Master Ninja, for example, on a Karma run, this chapter, I know Ya posted it, I think. I think he said he spent, like, he literally spent hours here. Hours. Because think, there's no save point here. You got 2 sets of marionettes, set of zombies, all these Vangelfs to farm. Just brute force. You gotta farm every single one. And if you get killed by the Vangelfs, you gotta stop all over again. Like, just... This game has time limits. God, it'd be something special. You have to kill the Vangelfs, I can't even... Like, those fireballs they're chucking on Master Ninja, 25% of your life, if they hit you. If one hits you, if one of them hits you. Like, never mind, like that would have killed me at, like, half-life on Master Ninja. Like, it's just... And, like, the speed at which they throw them at you as well. I forgot. I can get the big skull here, can't I? Interesting. Also, enemies have got a lot more armor in this game. Which, again, when they have attacks that do the amount of damage they do in this game, like, an enemy just armor-throughing your move. It's like, okay, well, that's cheap. Oh, I know. I mean, to be fair, like, if you... That's a good point, actually. Let's look at the NG2 leaderboard. There is a huge gap between NG2. Like, NGB's pretty close. NG2 isn't, from what I remember. Here we are. Yeah, so number 1 is Pinnacle, who recently came back to the forum. Shoutouts to Pinnacle. So number 1 is Pinnacle with 91 million. Playtime, 55 hours, 47 minutes. Number 2 is Ya, and he's 85 million. So you've already got like a 6 million point drop off between 1 and 2. Number 3 is Tommy Hayabusa with 73 million. So that's a 12 million drop off. Between places 1 and 3, you've got almost 20 million points difference. And remember, every UT is only worth 5,000. And then you've got 70 million after that. Then you've got 70 again, then 68, then 65, 64, 63. Oh, I need to update this. I'm still in the top 10 on NG2. Although I don't give a shit. I just don't care. Yeah, so like that's the drop off you have on NG2. Whereas if you look at NGB, the gulf is way closer. There's a thread on the forum, Mason. It's by Ya, J-A-H, detailed NG2 story mode leaderboard. It probably needs a bit of an update, but it gives you an idea at least of like how big the gaps are between the scores. I've not checked the NG2 board in years. Does that increase your karma? Alright, I gotta check something real quick, otherwise I'll forget. Alright, you guys need to go away. I can't actually tell if I... Oh, I totally need this though. Well, that's bullshit. I can't imagine many people like karma on NG2 to be honest, like legitimately, because it's just one of those things really. What was the biggest and smallest gap between number 1 and NG2 spots in NGB? The biggest was definitely when Kyoiri did his run, 100%. I think the number 1 score at the time was Captain Tuttle at 23.5 million, and then Big Alski did 24 million, and then so that was like 700k, and then Kyoiri broke 24.9, and that was 900, and I don't think it's been it's never gotten bigger than that. Because in NGB at the time as well, the scores increasing was quite consistent. You know, it was very, very rare. Like, Kyori was the only time a run has kind of come out, and it was like, oh wow, like he literally moved the goalpost by like 1,000,000 points almost. From now, I guess it's basically just the old runs, really. Yeah, like the biggest gaps is when you have like an old run that gets beat by a new run. For example, like on normal, I had 18.57, but then Balbay did a run a lot later and got 19.18, and that would have just been a few years between the runs because there wasn't really anybody left playing. Hard mode's got a pretty big gap, actually, looking at that. Hard mode, Ice Lord's #1 with 22.45. That's one of those runs. I'll be really interested. If Kel does hard and Master Ninja, I really hope he does hard next, because I'd be really interested to see what he could do with hard. Because if anyone's seen Ice Lord's hard run, like, that is going to be hard to beat. Possible, obviously, but very difficult. Yeah, I mean, very hard. You've only got a 400,000 gap, which is not that big of a deal. When, I think that run I did for very hard, that was my tutorial run, so, like, that wasn't even close to going for max. And yeah, Master Ninja's still pretty close. Man, the top 3 for Master Ninja is pretty brutal. You've got to break 25.45 million to get into the top 3 on Master Ninja. You've got to break 24.2 just to get in the top 10. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Oops. Alright, I need to get rid of you guys real quick. Do something while I remember. Because I forgot about getting that big skull. I'm not sure if that increases your points. Because if it does, that means I've got to do all the points again. Which is a bit annoying. That was a grain, wasn't it? Hey, I'll take that input. There we go. Save. There we go. Right, let me load that Master Ninja save, because I know what those golden Batgolfs are worth. God, there really is hardly any chests in the later chapters, is there? Ghostfish. I can illustrate here what I mean about the damage. So this is my Master Ninja run. This is the save where I'm making the Tests of Valor videos for. You know, it's crazy, but we really have got to a point where 25 million... I want to say it's not hard, but it's definitely not that bad now. It's definitely not as bad as it used to be. Like, you've got an 800,000 point margin for error, which is, you know, pretty crazy. That's pretty generous. Yeah, so, the Vangelfs are worth 42.75 before I got that big skull. It does give you more points. Oh man, that means I got to do them all again. Oh, well that sucks. Oh man, I totally forgot about that. Gold, that was 4,500. Yeah, so I'll quickly just show. Okay, so I want to get hit by a fireball. Hang on, I'll just get hit by a random drill dive. Watch this. Is that about 40%? And you see how far they... Look at how far they come. Okay, let me block a fireball. You go away. Okay, I just want to block one of those fireballs, just to show. Can you just piss off? I blocked that fireball. Like, I blocked that. That was chip damage. That was chip damage. And then I got hit by a marionette, and look at my life. It's important to note, I blocked that. That didn't hit me. I blocked it. That would have done more damage. How do you find Bangles? Sorry, Gomo, when they don't slow down after you deal in them? Brute force, basically. There's a couple of things Vangolfs do where you can charge UTs. Pink Vangolfs in particular are very stupid. But it depends on how much you want to farm. You can guarantee get 30 bow ETs off of one Vangolf. Like, guarantee every time. So if there's Vangolfs, which there are a couple, I think, where there's a corpse with arrows, because you can chain fights from wherever in NG2, so that's something to think about. Otherwise, yeah, you just have to get them to whiff their like ground pound, and then hope that they fly or back off, and then you can get like a couple of hits for Kusarigama. The Kusarigama is going to be level 1 as well on a Karma run, so of course, like, it's just going to do hardly any damage. I blocked that. Look how much damage that did. I'll let it hit. That hit me. Look at that. That was 2 fireballs. 2 fireballs! Look at my life. Look at my health bar. 2 fireballs. I actually want to get the grounded fireballs are unblockable. I'd actually like to... That's unblockable. Like, the damage is just absolutely off the chain. That electric thing's like half-life as well. That probably should be it, maybe. Yeah, so like this challenge is a lot of fun. And when you get the Vangolfs out of the way, you have 5 marionettes on screen at any one point. You got 5 of them to deal with, and you got 75 to kill. Right. What else do these guys have? Oh yeah, they're pounds. Let's do their pounds. Let's get hit by that. I need to get back to... Jump down. Jump down. Jump down. How did that not hit me? I don't know. Let's see how far that came from, like, halfway across the arena. I'm literally standing here trying to get hit by that, and it's just not hitting me. This is ridiculous. Go away. There you go. Half-life. Any hit in that challenge, like any hit, even on Guard Crush, any hit is like a quarter of your life bar. It's just insane. And my health bar is maxed there. Say 1 life upgrade, which I'm saving. I hope I won't have to use it in that fight. I don't think I will. I just need to like figure out the marionettes a little bit, and then I think it'll be okay. But just in case, I'll have it. Yeah. Yeah. There are certain attacks that do more damage on chip than NGB. Like, think about it. What's the most damaging attack in NGB? Off the top of my head, it's Jotunfrau's grab. The Emperor's Skull grab when it chomps on you. Mirai's grab. What else? The Worm grab, actually. Worm grabs hurt a lot. What else? But again, these are all bosses. I'm mentioning bosses. Like, what's the most damaging, like, normal enemy attack? The Laser Crab Fiend's grab. The Ogre's uppercut into knockback. But you can heal out of that, so that kind of doesn't count. But yeah, that's what, 2. What else is there? Ghostfish, I guess you can just lump Ghostfish in there, but Ghostfish, like, are significantly less dangerous. And yeah, like, that's probably the most devastating attacks, you know? But most of them are bosses. In this game, like, just you know, you got 3 Vangolfs fighting you. And it's like, oh, that's half my life. Cool. You know. But I couldn't do anything about that. It was unblockable. What can you do? That's just funny. All you did there, mate, was just get rid of a perfectly good arm. That did no damage. Whereas on, say, on Master Ninja, Half-Life. Even that looked like that's usually... I'm curious if they, Because I feel like Master Ninja and Very Hard and that on NGB, I feel like they were tested. Like, they actually tested those modes. Like, I don't feel like this one was, you know? It's like, I feel like they turned up the damage, and they were like, okay, Master Ninja, let's turn up the damage by X amount, and then we'll test it. And, like, they just never, like, they just didn't have time to test it, you know? They did, yeah, Ghostfish are totally free in NG2. The thing is, though, once you know how to fight them, they're totally free in NGB. Like, you genuinely only get killed on Ghostfish in NGB, like, when you're maybe playing for Karma, or, like, when you're just trying to, or when you're being silly. Like, if you're playing it safe, like, Ghostfish are not a problem at all. What the? Oh, wow, I totally didn't see that. Man, that's such a buff. You can just take hits and do a UT. Okay, that's a devil. Oh, I always forget that. Devil mushroom. Okay, so I've got to redo all the karma for kills. That's a kind of a pain in the arse. Devil mushroom. I just thought I can do New Game Plus on this, can't I? That'll be fun. Go this way. Where is that? Yep, there's an ninja down here. They do make some good noises. Corpse 2. Wait, I've already forgot. What did he have? A hurt. I just saw that. This does make the guides way faster though. The fact that I don't have to do this for like every difficulty, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice. Because like every single item so far has been the same. I was going to say, where was my on landing right there? Does he actually come down here? No. This is like Alexei and then this chapter's over, right? I think. Oh yeah, have fun farming Resetsus as well. You can get a lot of one-hit UTs out of Recesses. It's such a shame as well. It's a shame that there's no time limits. You know, that could be a hidden change, but I could have swore that in, like, NG2 on 360, you could absorb, like, it didn't protect you from absorbing health balls before your health recharged. That was always a big no-no. Like, if you've got health balls, like, you know, wait for your health to come back, like, before you take it. That's just a ninja with arrows. Lads. Ooh. I was gonna say, please don't crash. Okay. Nimbo orbs. This does make it easier though to like number the boxes and that, because I can just put like chest number 3, because every level is like linear and you don't go back to other levels, so it is easy to just type out these instead, because like you're always going to get to this chest. You know, this is going to be the 3rd chest you get to. Yeah, it's just Alexei. Oh, what have you got? was that loop? So X hold Y. Oh, I was a bit slow there. Bye-bye. To be fair, like, he's a decent boss, though. Like, you can actually fight him, you know, the way you would fight a boss. What's this? What's this? Right. Cool. We're, like, almost done with this. I'm peckish. I'm gonna go and get some peanuts, I think. Man, we need some rain. I'm telling you. So muggy. You can tell it just wants to piss it down with rain. I love these fiend costumes, man. They're so fucking cool. Like, man, the costumes in this game. This game, you know, it's just, it's like having a dog that, like, just every now and then just, like, shits all over the floor. Oh, what's up, VHS? Wait, the Dante emote is live. Okay, cool. So that showed. I added that before I started streaming. So, cool. That works. Do you have to kill these? I need a Kratos emote now. I think that's like the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman equivalent of like action games. Dante, Ryu, and Kratos. Sorry, Bayonetta. If Dante didn't exist, I'd put you in there. That still takes 2. It was good. We watched Enemy of the State. That's a really good movie, that is. I highly recommend that to anyone that's not seen it. It's very good. 22 years old. One of the things I'll be putting up on Discord sometime this week is like movie stuff. Long overdue. And it was weird. I was watching because I started watching it myself. And my roommate said, "Oh, like we should just do movies tonight." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Like, you know, I had a lot of videos to edit anyway yesterday, so. And it's so weird to. I was talking about that movie. Yeah, funny enough, the ending is like I wanted to. We'll talk about the ending, not here, but we'll talk about the ending. And the movie, like, there's probably a little bit of trickery here and there, but like for the most part, like I couldn't see like a single shot in that movie that was CG. It was all real, and I say real, like, you know, it's not like it needed CG, but there's a scene in it where I mentioned this to my roommate, and she was like, "Yeah, that's a good point." There's a scene where 2 characters are just talking, they're just having a conversation, but they're in this like rowing club, and they're out on water rowing. And I thought, yeah, it's crazy, but nowadays like that scene wouldn't happen. Like, they wouldn't do that, and if they did do it, they'd film it in like a swimming pool with a green screen behind them. They wouldn't go out on a lake and actually like film it. And it's such a weird thing, but when you go back to older movies, I watched Rounders as well the night before. She's not seen that. I'm going to try and get to watch that. But I watched Rounders, and again, the same with Rounders. I don't know if that was filmed like in New York. Probably not, because I think it was a fairly low-budget movie, and I think filming in New York is pretty expensive. But it was the same thing with Rounders, you know? Like, when it's really, you know, there's no trickery. And I'm not trying to be all like, "Oh, fuck CG, man," because obviously CG has its place. But older movies like that, you know, you just, I don't know, there is like a I can't, what's the word? Like, there is a tact to them, because you can just see it, and you're like, yeah, that's Will Smith and some guy in a boat on a lake rowing, having a conversation. Like, it's, I don't know, like, it grounds it more, you know? It's not just like the really typical thing of like just 2 cameras offset, 2 guys talking at each other opposite, which is like every conversation scene now in movies. it's just you go back to older movies, like Rounders, right? There's a couple of scenes, like a couple of really good dialogue scenes, where like Ed Norton's character and Matt Damon's character, they're in like a barber's, they're getting a shave, and again, like they're just having a conversation, but they're having a conversation in a unique setting. You know, they're like, you know, in the story it makes sense, but you know, they go for a shave, you know, to like, you know, have, you know, take 5, but they're having a conversation. Nowadays, as I said, like it'd just be like they'd just be stood opposite each other, static, like boring. And there's a scene where like he like basically has a fight with his girlfriend, like in the street, like and they're moving. It's just I don't know. I've got a lot of old movies to go back to. I watched Lethal Weapon as well. I had like a total movie weekend this weekend. Yeah, I watched Lethal Weapon 1. Fucking great movie. Whoops. It's a shame about the sequels. Although Lethal Weapon 2 is good. Lethal Weapon 2 is alright. But 3 and 4. Ooh, look at your health. Where'd it go? Where's your health gone, Genshin? Where is it? Where's your health? Oh, that's cute. But yeah, I've got something in mind for movies on Discord and podcast wise, because movies are great. I miss movies. That he does. That he does. Top tier mullet, I would say. Oh, I didn't upgrade these. This is gonna take a while. Nah, not really. No, I've not seen that. Loaded. There's no more item boxes, is there? Oh no, actually, yeah, I think there is. There's one. But yeah, there's something about older movies back when like the default option wasn't CG. You know, there is a real. There's just I don't know, a real like earthiness, I guess you might say, to those movies. It's funny, I was doing some digging on Rounders, and apparently like that movie like didn't do too well at the time, which was, I guess, understandable. But then like the poker craze happened, and funny enough, that's the movie that got me and my brother like into cards from a very young age. And before that, Maverick. If anyone's seen Maverick, that's a good movie. Like that's a lot less, like that's not as serious a tone as Rounders. But it's still a kind of one of the early movies that got me into cards and poker. Because it's funny, I remember being like the only person up until like the end of secondary school, really, that knew how to play poker. Like hardly anybody knew how to play poker back then. Like me and my brother used to play all the time. Like obviously we didn't play for money because we didn't have any money. But we would just play it. It was just fun. Like we just played poker. Whereas now, like, it seems like everybody wants to know how to play poker, and the rules of poker are super straightforward. You know, it's the mind game of poker that's hard to learn. Like, I mean, there's what, like 11 hands in poker, 10 or 11. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's all you really need to know. Rules-wise, all you need to know is the ascension of the hands. Everything else is all in here, you know? You know what, VHS? Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. Yeah, they have a look to them. They do. They really do, yeah. They have a look to them that I guess you can't replicate with digital. You know? Yeah, Maverick's a great movie. Maverick is really good. Jodie Foster in that movie, man. Whew. Just, damn. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous woman. How old's Maverick? God, I bet that's older than I think. I'm probably going to look this up and be like, oh my god. I want to say 95? Maybe 1995? Oh, 94. I was close. I was close. Man, 1994. Man. Jesus. I remember one of the things he does in Maverick, and I never, like, it was super impressive at the time. But he does, like, a really shallow card spring when he's on the boat, and he does it like this. I can't really get that on camera. He does this. He literally does that. And I remember seeing that at the time and thinking, oh man, that's so cool. Whereas now I'm just like, bruh, like, that ain't no card spring. But, like, yeah, that was one of the earliest movies that got me into cards, and then Rounders after that. I don't know, maybe a simpler, I don't know if that's the word. Purer, I would say, is the word. You know, I watched, I was reading up on Enemy of the State. I always think it's interesting to look at, like, because back then, like, I wasn't looking at, like, movie reviews. But I was looking up a review of that, and, like, one of the lines was, like, one of the critiques was like, oh, you know, like, Will Smith, like, really, like, shows, you know, he's a good action star. And I think and it's crazy to think, there's not a single action scene in that movie. In the typical sense. There's not one action scene in that movie. Every single scene, what's up, Knife Quinn Storm? That's how you say that. Every single scene in that movie is, like, a chase scene. Every, like, action scene is a chase scene. Will Smith is a big action star. There is not one fight scene in that whole movie. He's running all the time. Like, he's running away from people. You don't get that anymore. If they made that movie now, there would be, like, 2 or 3 scenes where Will Smith would do, like, some, you know, like, American government kung fu on some people. Because people would be like, oh, there's got to be a fight scene in the movie. Like, there has to be a fight scene, man. Like, you know, can't have. There's got to be a fight scene. Like, it made me think about the Bourne Identity, because the Bourne Identity's only got what, like, I want to say 2 or 3 like long fight scenes in it, and they're so much better for that, and they're much more contained. That fight scene where he fights the guy and where he breaks into his flat and he just fights him, like, in the office. That's a great fight scene, but it's short and it's, like, over, like, pretty quickly, you know. What else is there? Yeah, there would be. Yeah. I really want to talk about the ending now, because, man, the ending's, like, kind of weird. Like, and it also, it's one of those movies that just, the entire setup of that movie just, like, wouldn't happen now. Like, it just wouldn't. Like, I won't spoil it, but I remember watching it and thinking, man, if that happened now, like, yeah. Like, that just would not happen, would it? God, that does a lot of damage. Shoutouts to Farnham for that strategy. I never knew that worked. Yeah, 22 years old. It's an old movie, man. Watched, what else did I watch? I watched Django Unchained as well. Funny enough, yeah, Django Unchained. Quentin Tarantino still shoots on film, doesn't he? That film has that look to it. Why do they give you essence here? That, like, there isn't a Muramasa here. Like, what is the point in them giving you money? Like, oh, what's up, Farnham? Yeah, it was the Talon strat on Dagradai. Like, I had no idea you could do that. I always assumed, like, that part had to hit something for you to get the Y hits out. And I was watching your no damage run on Dagradai and was like, whoa! I did not know that worked. Oh, please tell me I remember to fill up arrows. Yes, I did. You know what? This is on Acolyte. Like, you know what? That still kind of hurts. Actually, that actually doesn't tickle. Can I get one more on him? Yeah. Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah. Yeah, Christopher Nolan does as well. Yeah. No, I don't knife prints. No, not on NG2. I honestly have absolutely zero interest in doing that. Yeah, I was referencing Farnham's Run. Oh, is it not? Okay. Well, I mean, that's where I saw it. That's where I saw it first. If you know who did do it first, I will happily credit them. There's an item box around here somewhere. I don't want to miss any items. Because I think there was a Life of the Gods at Muramasa, so I think I've missed one item box somewhere, but if I've gone through the whole run and I've only missed one item box, someone else can find that. I mean, I might find it on subsequent runs. No, you go check out Farnham's Run though, man. There is some quality shit in that. Quality strategies. Right. So I've got to kill this guy. Is Piercing Void any good on this guy? I've never tried that, actually. Look at you with your pirate skulls. What do you think this is? Is it Johnny Depp movie? Did that just do as much damage as it seemed? Alright, let's see if I can hit him in the face. Could you stop doing that? Dude. Are you doing 3? No? That doesn't seem like that does more damage. Strange. My Piercing Void not level 3. No, it is level 3. Ow. Oops. I could have swore that did more damage. God, that's another thing about this game that's kind of hard to get back. Like, the final bosses are so bad. Oh, man. Is Awakened Endowment Sigma immune to UF damage boost? Not immune, but, like, it's just not, it's nowhere near as potent as it is on other bosses. Like, you still get a damage boost. It's just the base damage is so low, like, it's just not really worth using. In NGO4, it worked on her the same way any other enemy. Like, in NGO4, the low health UF destroys Awakened Alma. I have a feeling that's maybe why they changed it, because it just makes Awakened Alma totally free. Like, she's so easy with the UF in NGO4. You can just jump in the air and do, like, XXXXX, and, like, it's crazy. I guess it's habit, to be honest, Farnham. And I trust Ryu's auto-aim about as much as I trust something that you wouldn't trust me much. Yeah, this should loop him pretty much, shouldn't it? Right, that's one down. Really? Even on his head? Or do you mean just on his core? Like, does he hit him in the head? You know, is a Tom for any good here? Look at those iframes. Yeah, I think that kind of settles that for me. The ton for, like, the second part of that is completely invincible. I just got through his laser with that. It seems like the dual swords had a little bit more, though. Oh, come on. There we go. Right. Okay, that's good to know. Ryu never misses here. Until, like, it'll happen. At one point. Someone will be doing, like, a single segment Master Ninja speedrun. And they'll be like, right. Time to shoot him. Miss. Dead. Like, like, that would happen. Okay, these credits are nowhere near as cool without the music. Yeah, rotate Y with the Tonfa is kind of... I mean, you can use the dual swords there. And rotate Y with the swords is also invulnerable. I think the swords are a bit better, though. The one thing with the Tonfa is their rotate Y has quite a bit of recovery. The swords seem to recover... The dual swords seem to recover a bit faster. Right. So that's that done. So between those two runs, I've only got to do chapters 1 through 4 for items, and then that's every item done. That's the item guide finished. That's good progress. Unfortunately, I've got to redo all the karma because I forgot about the final skull. That's a pain in the arse. I think I might wrap the essence guide here too. Because I've actually got like every single multiplier and hit that you can get. So I don't think there is anything else. So what have I got here? Yeah, I've got 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. I suppose, I can't figure out where you get the 0.5s from on 5 and 6, because there isn't an amount of hits and an OT or UT combo left. It's really weird. It's really strange, that. The biggest multiplier is 12, and that seems to be if you get a combo that's over 60 hits with a UT, you get a 12 multiplier to whatever the essence is, which is kind of crazy. Right. That was the final boss. Yes! Yes, it was. Yeah, the bosses... Oh, there's such a letdown in this game. You can't help but just compare it to Black, you know. The bosses are so much better. Right. You can't skip these, can you? No. Alright, guys, I'm going to get a cup of tea. And I'm going to grab some peanuts. I'm a bit peckish. I'll be right back. Do you mean like ice cream, or do you mean just actual cookie dough? Yeah, so not... So not cookie dough ice cream. Okay. I mean, you could make that. Okay, whoops. It's not quarter. That has unskippable enemy. Yeah, maybe. Man, can you imagine if, like, you know, they, like, announced remasters for next gen? Oh, wait, they already did that. Man, that was... The fact that they kicked off with that as well. Like, come on. So I got some peanuts. Shout outs to peanuts. Okay. So let's actually do the challenges this time. I cannot wait for Horizon though. I want that PC version. Like right now. And then I want Horizon 2. Oh, so on that note, right. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. So, in typical fashion, I saw this thing pop up about Horizon after they announced the sequel. And it was like 10 things, like, you know, 10 huge things we learned from the Horizon 2 trailer. And of course, it was a giant pile of shit. But let me just check one thing. Because the fact that, like, they got this wrong was genuinely staggering. Like, this is impressive even by, like, modern, like, games journalism standards. Where's the title screen? Where's my title screen? Here we are. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Boom. Okay. The title screen literally has Horizon 2. Horizon 2 Forbidden West. And in that article, they said it's called, like, Horizon Forbidden West is Horizon 2 in orbit name. And I thought it is literally called Horizon 2 Forbidden West. It's on, like, the fucking title card is Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Like, I just, like, I get that we're in a point where, like, you have to get your shit up, like, super, super quick, but fucking Jesus Christ. Like, come on. Like, it's literally called Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Like, they didn't even, oh my, like, just, Jesus, man. Oh, and one of the, like, groundbreaking things that they managed to figure out from that trailer was the fact that it's set after the first game. Like, fucking, like, just 900 IQ, man. Like, I'm telling you, the people doing this stuff, like, they really know their onions. Things you missed in the Horizon 2 trailer. Oh, man. Okay, so we've got New Game Plus here, so that means we got all the weapons. Oh my god! I'm cheating. Why have you given me Nimpo? I don't have Nimpo here. Well, no, yeah, they don't. But like that was like a new level of like just shitness, you know. It was, just, and I thought, like, are you fucking kidding me? It's just, oh man, it's just, like, and people wonder, like, I guess anyone that, like, knows doesn't wonder, but, like, I feel like there is still, like, this air of people that are wondering why, like, those kind of sites are, like, losing ground to, like, YouTube and Twitch, and I'm like, that's why. Like, shit like that is exactly why. Because, like, they were in such a hurry to post their thing. They were in such a hurry to be first. Like as soon as it faded out, they probably didn't even wait for like the title card to show on the trailer. You know, it's insane. I'll try and find that if I get it. I think it was on like think it was on Game Ranks or something like that. Like some crappy place. But yeah, like that really was that was funny. It's like it's Horizon 2 in orbit name, and I thought the name of the game is Horizon 2. What do you mean it's Horizon 2 in orbit name? Like, did you not watch the trailer? It's funny how New Game Plus on, to be honest, even Mentor, like, you are so unbelievably overpowered. Like, well, at the start of the game. Yeah, tickled. But that said, though, like, I you know, obviously, people hate everything these days. The negative comments were, like, no surprise. But I quite enjoyed that PS5 reveal. I'm really hoping, Halo Infinite is, I gotta say, like, Halo Infinite's the only thing I'm, like, really looking forward to. On the next one. On the Xbox One, sorry. So, as long as they don't fuck up Halo Infinite, that's cool. As long as they don't show, like, the Master Chief, like, you know, with a credit card, like, buying his weapons from, like, CortanaWeapons.com or something. I'll be happy. Yeah, I'm wondering what it's gonna... because I have a feeling it's gonna be expensive, for sure, but I can't see them going above 400. 400 is what's fucking... Well, it's one of the many things, but that was one of the things that just sunk the Xbox One, the fact that it was 400. So, I'm thinking, if I had to predict, bold prediction, I'll say their digital SKU is going to be between like 320 and 350, and then the physical one will be like 350 to 400. That'd be my guess. And don't you get a camera with it as well? So that kind of would make sense. Oh, hey, you know what? You know how they could entice more people to, like, bite down on that 400 pillow? Ship it with 2 controllers. Like, yes, you are, quote, losing money on that controller that probably costs about £2 to make. You're losing money on the one controller, but you're getting them to buy the console, which is what you want. I could have swore, like, consoles used to come with 2 pads, like, by default, but it's been so long since I've bought, like, a console new, I can't actually remember. But yeah, if you've got 2 pads, like, that would help. I quite like the way it looked, too. It's funny, like, no matter what happens, like, there's all these, like, shitty memes that pop up of people like, it just looks like a... It's like, okay, like, genius, like, you design one, then. You design a console, you know? Oh yeah, Oddworld, yeah, I want to play Oddworld for sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know the SSD in it. Oh, what's up, Mastery? Did you buy the Xbox One for the PS4? No, I got my PS4 first. I got my PS4 just for MKX. Like, when MKX released, after the PC version was, you know, kind of a piece of shit, I got a PS4 within, a couple of weeks. And I got my Xbox, like, well, when Halo 5 came out, pretty much. I got my Xbox One, like, a couple of weeks, I think, before Halo 5 launched. Yeah, they only came with one. Yeah, because like the materials got to be pretty pricey for that thing, especially if they're not bullshitting on the SSD. But I think that would make it a lot more enticing if you shipped it with 2 pads, because it's the added value, you know. Because like you're gonna look at it and be like, oh, the PlayStation 5 controller, that thing costs like probably what, at least 50, 60 quid. And you think, oh, okay, so I'm getting one of those for free, you know, even though it's price. But I think there's more of a value there if you do that. Speaking of which, interesting story. I went to Game today, so non-essential shops are now open in the UK. And I went to Game to pre-order The Last of Us 2. Because I was looking online, and the last time I pre-ordered a game online was Saints Row. And it didn't show up till like 4 o'clock. Which is not, you know, not the end of the world, but, you know, I've got the day off and I want to play it a lot. And The Last of Us 2, God knows how long that's going to take to install, download its day 1 patch, which is like 200 gigs, and blah, 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 blah. Like, I probably won't be ready to play it until like 11 o'clock, even though I'm going to be getting it at 9. So, and it was weird. So I went into game, pre-ordered that. They have a guy like on the door, like literally. And I'll go, there was no queue, so I go up to the door. And the guy says, oh, like, you know, like, what are you after today, basically? I says, oh, like, I just want to pre-order The Last of Us 2. And he says, oh, cool, no problem. Just go down there, like, follow the line and blah, 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 blah. But he said, oh, like, be careful not to touch anything that you're not actually going to buy. And I thought, okay, that makes sense. And it was really, really weird, right? I was in game, and usually merch and that, like, I really couldn't give a toss about, like, merch and items. But because you couldn't pick it up and look at it to affirm your choice of, like, no, I actually don't need this Doom, like, squishy toy, it was so much more enticing to be like, man, I want that Doom mug. I want that thing. I want that. I want that hoodie. I want that Doom Eternal notebook. Because you can't just go and have a look at it. It was really weird. Normally you pick up that stuff and you're like, I don't need this. Like, this is just a notebook that has Doom on it, and they're trying to charge me like 20 quid for it. I don't need this shit. Like, this is just a mug that has the Doom logo on it, and that's why it's £15. But because you couldn't pick it up and have a look, it was like, this is kind of enticing. You know? That's true, Mastery, yeah, they do. But if I was a bigwig at Sony, I would think that'd be worth it. Take the hit on the second controller, and that gets people to buy your console. And let's be real, there's no way the Xbox is going to ship with 2 controllers, so it's a one-up on the other one. I agree with that, Fawn. Yeah. Man, can you imagine, right? The last few months. Imagine if that happened in the era of couch co-op. So many co-op games would be played. Yeah, that's true. Nice. Wow, man, what was it? Like Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare's latest patch was like 80 something gigs. I downloaded Dead Space a couple of days ago on PC. It was like, I think it was like 5 points. It was like just under, it was a little under 6 gigs for a game. A patch is somehow 12 times bigger than that. I really think it's got to a point where they kind of need to explain why patches are so big. Like, I understand games and storage and data pretty well, and I'm struggling to like think now. It's like, how the hell is an update 84 gigs? How? Like, are there new assets that you're installing? If so, that makes sense, you know. But if it's just an actual update, if all you're doing is tweaking stuff, how is that 84 gigs? Like, I'm genuinely curious, like, to know, like, how that actually happens. Because it's getting beyond a joke, man. I mentioned this, putting up, you bring up PS3, Quinns. I was mentioning about how, like, with how cheap SSDs have become, like, putting an SSD in a PS3 now, I think is super worth it, because a 500 gig SSD is, like, quite cheap by comparison. And the performance boost you get on, like, just loading stuff, especially loading, like, installed games. Like, for example, PS1, PS2 games, like, they load like that. Like, you just hit play and it's like, boom. But you're just playing it straight away. It's great. And a 500 SSD, a 500 gig SSD is like what? Like 60, 70 quid maybe? Maybe less, I don't know. And you could go all out and put like a terabyte in it if you wanted to. Like, it's kind of cool. Right, I just got to remember not to forget the trial fight, and then I'm good. Yeah, whenever you're ready. They didn't say how much space it was going to have, though, did they? No, I think so. There is still a lot. There's still a lot of questions about the new systems. At this point, though, I just really want to see Halo. They got a lot of ground to cover in my book after Halo 5, like campaign-wise, and I hope. And that's the other thing. Like Halo 5 definitely brought it back with regards to multiplayer, but it took it a while to get there. But they just dogged it right out of the gate on the story mode. So. You know, I wonder if, like, on the lower difficulties, I bet you could literally do, like, a counter-attack only run. Oh, man. Yeah, I've got a 2 terabyte in my PS4. I haven't got an external. I do actually manage stuff on my PS4, though, because I have an external on my Xbox, because I kind of have to. And I hate having an external drive plugged in. It's like so, I don't know, it's just so messy. Like, just having this thing, like, just plugged into it all the time with a cable. It's like, I really don't like it. Also, I don't really get how, so for anyone that doesn't remember, a 500 gig PS4, like, out of the box, I think you have about 470 gigs on it, usable. So you lose about 30, but you lose about 30 gigs, with, you know, with like its installation and OS and all that. The Xbox One, I have a 500 gig Xbox One. After you've got everything on that, you have like 340 gigs left of usable space. Like, that's over 30% of your storage, like, you can't use. I genuinely don't think they should be able to sell that, like, labeled as 500 gigs. Because it fucking isn't. I'm like, yeah, you can be... I'm like, whoa, there's a 500 gig hard drive in it. And I think, yeah, fair enough. But, like, when the usable space is literally 30% lower than that, it's like, you know. It's one of those things where if you think about it in any other avenue, like, you know, let's say you buy a car, right? Let's say you buy a car and, like, this car has got a 30-gallon fuel tank, right? But 10 gallons of that space are filled up by, you know, a block. So you can't actually... It's actually only got a 20-gallon fuel tank. But if it wasn't for that, you'd be able to put 30 gallons in the fuel tank. That's not a 30... For all intents and purposes, that's not actually a 30-gallon tank, is it? And I feel like the same principle is there with the hard drive. It's like, yeah, it's a 500 gig hard drive, but not really. Like, you know... Like, it's actually not, because I can't use that amount of space. And again, the PS4 is not 500, but it's a fucking darn sight closer than 340. It's kind of mad. And I'm wondering, like, how big is that going to be on the new systems? Is it going to be like, yeah, they've got a 1 terabyte hard drive. You can only use 600 gigs of it. But it's got a 1 terabyte hard drive in it. Which is still not going to be, like, hardly anything. Oh, thanks for the follow, Knives. I didn't notice that. Was that when I was on break? I just noticed that on there. Getting my tea. But then again, you have to remember that most people don't give a shit. I am tempted to get the digital version, though. I gotta say. Normally I wouldn't be. I love my physical media. I really do. But, I don't know. There's something, like, weirdly appealing about being able to eliminate, like, the point of mechanical failure that is a disk drive. That said, because of the way disk games work in this day and age, the odds of your disk drive wearing out are practically zero. Because you never use it. Like, you never... Well, I suppose unless you watch Blu-rays a lot, and I mean a lot, yeah, like, you'd wear it out maybe, but when you think to, like, how much you used to use a disk drive on a game system, Whereas now it's just always installed, so... God, I love that strength. I mean, shame you don't have potency in this game. That didn't even connect fully. That was just the Y counter. That was... No, no. Man. That was chunky damage. Alright, let's try and... Not saved, don't I need... I don't need that anymore. Right. Good news is, I'll be able to chew through this chapter pretty easily. Man, that Y counter was just like, that was like over half his life bar. Well, aren't you clever? Oh no, this is Acolyte, isn't it? Does anyone know if the enemies are different on Acolyte and Warrior Tests of Valors? Like what kind of enemies you get, I mean, not just numbers. Because if not, I might not have to bother with Warrior. Right. Seems like you have a little bit longer of a window to do on landings on projectile UTs. I just want to... It's just that string, isn't it? You know? Yeah, it's that part of that string. No. Can you do this? I've never tried this in NG2. Doesn't look like it. I'm trying to do like neutral jump into guillotine throw. Nah, I don't think so. Seems like that's like puts them further down, doesn't it? I love how well the strings like transition into the OTs as well. Like, that just looks really natural. Wait, there we go. You know, it's only just dawned on me now that I don't... No, it wouldn't, because it's New Game Plus. I just thought, I wonder if you could do that and then go to old saves and do the trials, but... no, because it's a different save file. It doesn't really make any sense for that to work. Excuse me. Places to go. Trials to do. I want more of you next to me. Just to hear that noise. Alright. No, you're not allowed to follow me up here. No. I did not say that was allowed. Somehow that didn't hit this guy. Okay. Oh, aren't you clever? That's such a cool string. It's like, you know, practically useless, but God, it does look good. Yep. I wonder how much level 3 Void does to this guy. A lot would be my guess. Right, I'm gonna need saves here. I have no idea how many enemies you get on Acolyte and Warrior. I'm guessing it's probably 40. 40, 60, 80, 100 would make sense. Yeah, sure, that's fine. That was just a Y counter. Like, that was one counter attack. Come here. I just love that spin. That spin is so cool. That's all that really matters, VHS, you know, as long as it looks cool. Right, so we're not too far off from the first test of valor. That was totally intentional. Oh, what? What the hell? Wait, can you like... Oh, they close it. You'd totally be able to make that. Go away. Oh, that'd be amazing. Wow, that'd be... Yeah. I'm guessing that Onimusha remaster, like, didn't do as well as they hoped. Otherwise, I feel like we'd have heard something about, like, an Onimusha 2 HD. Which is a shame. Yeah, it's on PS4 and PC, I think. They should have remastered Genma, though. And Genma is such a good version. I mean, not that the original's crap, but there's some really cool shit in Genma. look how well like that transitions into that string. Right? There should be another bonus for like OTing an enemy that's dead. They could just call it like overkill bonus. Ryu, not that way. Oh, thanks for following, Silver. Sorry, I need to change the colour of that text. That's a bit hard to read on that background. Thanks for the follow. Where the hell did you come from? Like, just, like how well that flows into that move is just... Alright. Well, hello there, Mr. Genshin. How would you like some Tonfa? Oh, I bet you wouldn't. It's weird, like, that doesn't really work as well on him as it does Fiend Genshin, because Fiend Genshin is, like, way more buff. This works, like... I'm gonna do it. That's not how you dodge that. Yeah, that came out a couple of years ago now, actually. It's funny, like, Ryu should be like, nah, dude, like, I got this. This guy's done. Like, did you not see how much damage that Tonfa did to him? Alright. I got a teeny bit of editing to do tonight. So... Xbox 360 Elite. Man. I remember that. I remember those days. Oh, hello there. Yeah, Ryu, you kill that bin, or whatever that is. Okay, Vanguard's here. That essentially did no damage. Like, go away. I don't have time for this. I won't win. Oh, the frame rate is starting to hurt. The frame rate is starting to be the most dangerous enemy. Wow. Now then. How did that not hit you? Anymore? Ah. That wasn't wind blades. I just turned the frame rate back on. Right. Go away. No, don't hit me. Ryu. There we go. Good luck. Litware. This game's ahead of its time. Well, I still don't understand where that came from. They really blend into the floor, like, when they're far away. They were genuinely hard to see just then. How dare you try and interrupt my tea, you fucker. More than your life is worth. is a big mug. Person who got me this obviously knows I like tea. They must watch the stream. You missed. Okay, you never ever fuck with bats on any difficulty. Ever. You never mess with bats. You kill bats with extreme prejudice. Right. Okay, yeah, so Test of Valor 1. I can't remember what this is. You get, wait, why'd you get more Jewel of the Demon Seals? That makes no sense. Like, you... That's weird. You know, I just thought, it would be cool if they actually made, like, New Game Plus exclusive items. Like, what if there was, like, a Nimpo that you only got on New Game Plus? Imagine how boring, like, a normal farmer run. That's also yes. Don't fuck with no bats. Especially bats that are this big. Well, hello, how would you like this UT? Okay. Well, that was close. Do these knock you off the bar? I actually don't know. That is a lot of bats. No thank you. Even though they don't give you, like, all bats here on Master Ninja, it would be funny just to see, like, how fast that amount of bats would kill you. Excuse me, lads. Places to go. Tests of Valors to do. I really want to guillotine throw one of these ninjas into the fan. We'll do that another time. Okay, now, you will not hit me off of this ladder. Or I'll actually get that first try, which I didn't think I would. Why'd I do that? Aha! That's right. You don't dare hit me. Don't you dare. Oh, I don't want to do that, actually. See ya. Okay, they're not crazy bats. Are red essence drops rare in this game? Yeah, they are, for sure. They definitely are. I want to say rarer than NGB. Although I honestly feel like just law of averages is coming around in NGB. Like, I get an insane amount of Nimpo Orb drops in NGB. But in this game, not so much. Which is a shame. As, Nimpo is very, very good in this game. That's always Nimpo as far as I know. Go away. Right, here we are. We're coming up to... Yep, here we go. Do I have to kill everything here to get... I think you do, actually. I think you have to kill everything here to get the Test of Valor to spawn. Oh, God, the taunt for it is so satisfying. Ooh, well, aren't you clever? Interrupting my UT. Oh. It's kind of hilarious how little damage that does. I love that string. XXYYY. That one. Oh, it's so cool. Alright, cool. Test of Valor time. I honestly have no idea what's on here. I know it's ninjas, but I'm not sure like what the quantity is. Do I have to kill him? That was weird. I swear it has more range when it's a UT as well. Okie dokie. Wow, okay. So, alright, let's take out the mages then. I'm the mage, yep. Cool. That's weird, you have like 3 different, yeah, like, well, 4 different sets of enemies though. That's strange. Wow. Hit stun on that move. Come here. Right. I only want to kill mages. That flying kick is one of the best moves ever. Totally should have been writing down how much karma they were worth. Was it 2,000? Can you stop fucking shooting me? Like... Thank you. Can't use a bow with one hand, can you? Fucker. Alright. Right, let's take care of you. Okay, 1,600. 1,600. I love the, like, directional OTs as well. For a second there, I thought that was it. It's like, really? Wait, what? Ah. There you are. There's a guy with 2 arms. No! Okay, that's 1 archer I've killed. Do the archers respawn? Yes, they do. Alright, you stay there a minute. Can't shoot me now, can you? You're a dual sword ninja, so we'll take care of you. You know, can they actually survive long enough to land the underworld drop? Probably not. What string is it where he does like the stab and then decapitation? I think it's this one. Yep. That's such a cool string. There. That's it. Okay, so that's all the... Okay, hang on. Where's the last dual sword ninja? You both got bow. Yep. Goodbye. Right. Oh, that killed one of them, didn't it? Oh, that killed him. Where are you going? so you could leave. How dare you survive that? Really just... I swear, Ryu. We have to talk. No, just tea. No, I can't stand coffee. I completely gave up on coffee this year. Because I kept trying loads of different kinds. And my roommate is a big coffee person. And she was like, oh no, you might be one of those people that just can't stand like the shitty stuff. So I was in London and I went to this brewery coffee. I'm not sure what you call it, like proper place where they sell like really good coffee. And I got some, and to be fair, like it was quite nice. Like it was okay. Like, but I thought, like I don't know if I could drink like an entire mug of this. And even if I could, I'd rather just drink tea. And yeah, it's one of those things, like it smells so nice, like coffee smells absolutely gorgeous. And I like coffee cake, and like coffee and chocolate is nice, I like that, but like just actual like black coffee, it's just kind of gross. And then there's all sorts of people that are like, oh yeah, but you don't have it black, you've got to put like, you know, 8 pounds of sugar in it, and cream, and like, you know, like 3 virgins. And I'm like, well then it's not the coffee you like, is it? It's the sugar and cream you're putting in it. And it's like, nah, I'm good, I'll stick with tea. But I don't have anything in my tea. This is fruity tea though. Got some blackcurrant tea now. It's nice. So do these still upgrade your health bar? I haven't got all the health upgrades here, so that will. Okay, so let me do a new save, because I'll have to go back and watch the video on that. Acolyte. Oh god, don't overwrite that. You know what? Just to, like, safeguard me doing anything like that, I think I'll make another save of that Master Ninja one. Big weakness of mine, you know, though, is hot chocolate. Oh, man. Hot chocolate is good shit. I really do love a nice hot chocolate. But god, they're so bad. And people put sugar in that. I really, that I don't get. Especially if it's like powder, like if it's the instant stuff. Because instant hot chocolate is basically just sugar. Like, look at the ingredients. Like, it literally is just like cocoa flavored sugar. That's what it is. So, people adding sugar to hot chocolate, I think, what are you doing? Why did I save there? I can overwrite that because I'll be going through it again. So. There we go. It's like putting it's like putting sugar. It's like putting sugar on cereal. It's like the same principle, you know. It's like cereal just is a lot of sugar. So. Have you ever played Blood Rain? No, I haven't actually, Mastery. I've never played Blood Rain. That's nice. This mug is also like perfect for like fruity tea and like hot squash and hot chocolate. It's a great hot chocolate mug. Why do you get these kind of load times just out of nowhere? Like I don't get it. Ooh, can it rain please and like freshen up the air? It's so muggy today. Dude, what is going on? I was just playing on this save. Like, madness. You know, it's funny, that Ninja Dog boss rush video, It just goes to show, like, how I don't really know, like... Wait, can you redo Tests of Valors? Or did I load the earlier save? Yeah, that Ninja Dog Boss Rush video, like, it seems like over the last year or so, like, that must be, like, a recommended video or something, because it's just gone through the roof on views. And it's something that I thought, like, this will just be like a fun little thing to do. Like, no one's really gonna care about this. And like that has more views than like every single one of like any karma run I can like care to mention. Like the UF versus Ninja Dog bosses, like, has more views. I love the animation when you cut their head off. It's so funny. Was that it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, this boss still sucks. Like, hang on, is piercing void any good on him? Ah, it hit in the face. Stop doing that. Blood Rain was PS2, right? Ah, that's the big one. That's pretty decent damage, I suppose. Anything that makes this fucker take less time to kill. What the hell? OT him, there we go. Oh, PS2 and X. Some of the bosses also just feel like really weird in this. Like Gigadeath is one of them. It's like, what's he supposed to be? Like, I did not know they were on GameCube. Ah, yeah, I did load the new save. So can you repeat? Oh no, that's the other save. Never mind. I'm gonna say, could you repeat Tests of Valors? That'd be weird. That's something I want to look into for when I get back home, is a way to stream older systems in higher quality that doesn't cost a fucking arm and a leg. Because it seems like, at least now, like the best way to do that is to get like a scan converter, and it's just so expensive. Like, they're hundreds. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like, I know they exist, but man, like they're not cheap. And it's something that I'd only do like every now and then. So I don't want to like. I really don't want to have to put like that amount of money down on it. I mean, you can use Elgato, but OBS just is funny when you try and do like especially PS1 stuff. Like, OBS just doesn't like it for some reason, which is really annoying. Oh yeah, you have to kill these things. Look at that, just armor right through it. Not a problem on this difficulty. That animation. The kick on that string is really cool. Now, let's see some kind of wise guy. Like, that kick at the end is awesome. Yeah, it can, and annoyingly enough though, Mastery, you know when you put a PS1 disc in a PS3, and try and play it with OBS or Elgato, it doesn't like it. Like, it won't play it. But if you play a PS1 game that you've downloaded on PS3, it'll work. It's really annoying because it would make the PS3 like a really, really good capture option, because you know you could play everything, any multi-platform from the 360 era you could play, and like you could also play, like I could also play my entire PS1 library as well. It's a real shame it doesn't work. That reminds me, I really want to play Alone in the Dark. Not played that. I don't really know, to be honest, Val. I think it's a, what's it called? I think it's like an output setting. Like when you play a PS1 game, like it just outputs at a resolution that like just isn't, you know, that Elgato just doesn't like. I really don't know. It's weird. That's a good point, right? Well, I did have my tea just now. But it is hot today. Hot and muggy. Horrible combination. Hot and humid. No one likes that. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, oh yeah, I love it when it's really humid. No one's ever said that. Oh, do they? Oh, no, I don't. Feel free to, you know what, while it's in my head, let me search that. Because it's annoying that, like, capturing stuff from, like, previous gens is kind of a pain in the arse. Cool, I'll have a look at them. Bookmark that page. Thanks, Mastery. Oh, can you Nimpo this? That, oh god. I wish every weapon had like a counter like that. It was just a huge string. Although it's a bit annoying because like that string like isn't invulnerable apart from the first hit, so it's kind of a useless string. It just looks really cool. Get out of my way. You fall. What are the odds that they'll let me up here? Pretty slim. How do you even teach dogs to throw incendiary shurikens? How does that work? So does this guy still have a... Oh no, he's still got incendiaries. You see the range on that jump as well, like... Ow. Don't throw fireballs at me. Thank you. Time. Okay, we should be able to wrap up the next test of Valor. Cool. Are you guys going to let me up this ladder? Don't throw fireballs at me. Oh yeah, I forgot this text. They just follow you up here, don't they? Cool. Now then, dual sword should make short work of this guy. I hate it when you get that start, because you just can't move. Look how angry Ryu sounds in some of the OTs. Right, Test of Valor 2. Can't remember what this is on the other difficulties. Oh, okay. Zombies and skeletons on Mentor. Zombies and skeletons on... Yeah, and zombies and skeletons on Master Ninja. Okay. Go away. This is a private party. Also kind of crazy how busted... I mean, the talons are pretty busted anyway, but especially on, like, below mental. Like, once you get that flying swallow Izuna drop, like, just completely just trivializes, like, any ninja fight. And as well, you don't really get... I don't know if you get any incendiary ninjas on the lower modes. I actually can't remember, apart from Chapter 11. Right. What we got here, then? We got a lot less enemies. Just Vangels, really? Really? I love the way they run. Like, they've got a funny running animation. You know, like, if you just got around the fireball, like, you probably could do this entire challenge with just a shuriken. Weird how they can tank it when they're de-limbed. So is this just 40 Vangels? Like... Nope. I think it looks better when you just get the decapitation. Like, even though when it like cuts them into pieces, it's kind of funny. But, like, when they're just stood there, like, no! How dare you! How dare you interrupt my UT? Yeah, anti-air, son. Why did they take this out? It was so much fun. I mean, sure, it's a little bit overpowered. Well, no. That's not allowed. I actually can't remember what happened. I'll just use that. How much? Oh, shit. 43,200. That was 1,600. Wow. Well, aren't you funny? I just want to test them. It's amazing the difference, just because these guys don't fucking fly, like how much easier they are to deal with. You haven't got to worry about getting like just constantly pummeled with fireballs. Yeah! Oh, is he the last? Yeah, he's the last one. Okay. Pretty much that right there is like how you Kusarigami farm them. Fire breath, jump away. Hope they don't run at you, and then one-hit them. Okay, so that was 64,000. And they're worth, what was it? 1,600 apiece. So 10's 16,000, 20's 32,000. Yeah, 40. You get 40 there. So that's just 40 Fangolfs. So I'm guessing it's 40, 60, 80, 100 on enemy counts. Some of the enemy counts are really strange, though. There we are. Test of Valor 2. 40 pink Fangolfs. Oops. definitely not got time to get to the next one. So, you would assume, on Warrior, you get 60 enemies in a Test of Valor. Of course, I will test that, but that is looking pretty likely. I don't need to do that one again, because that was just all the same enemy. You know, one thing that's really annoying on Tests of Valors is when your kill count drops out, because it's a really good way to track how many enemies you've killed. And it's really, really useful to have that on some of the harder Tests of Valors. So when your like kill count resets to 0, you're like, ah, shit! Like how many kills did I have there? Like that was annoying. Let's go Kusarigama. Let's just go for points. If I die, this will take less than 10 minutes, and if I get to Genshin, this will take about 15. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. What was my score before? Like 2.3? Something like that. Because I haven't played this since the Extra Life stream. Man, I need to start thinking of ideas for that, you know? So I'll be doing that again this year. And I might be doing that a lot more this year. I might be doing it for, like, more days. So, what would be, yeah, what's a good, like, 12-hour NG2 project that I could do for, like, one of the days? 100% Master Ninja Run. Although I actually think that would take longer than 12 hours. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Thinking, you got 14 chapters. So if you could average half an hour on 4 of them, you could get an hour a chapter for the rest of them, and you'd be okay. Because some of the Tests of Valors, when you're playing safely, they're going to take like 20, 25 minutes. They're long. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. 100% Master Ninja NG2, fresh game. All Tests of Valors, all fights, like every item, like nothing skipped. For the kids. For charity. Okay, that Discord plug in my YouTube video seems to work. Oh, counter-attack run, there's an idea. You know, seeing how busted the counter-attacks were, though, I don't know about that. Because I'd do that on New Game Plus just so I had the weapons. Oh, stop doing that. Really? Only one green? That's a good noise. Finally. Want it, but I'll take the hit on that. I forgot this UT is actually quite fast. Like, kind of had it in my head that the Kusarigama UT was like super long, but it's not. that's actually very fast. Like, as well. Oh, come on, really? That stream is just amazing. Like that. I was gonna say, please hit the werewolf. Like. I really want to try that on Genshin. Just like in air X on landing, like just regular Y. That's not what I wanted. Oh, thanks for the follow, Define. I stopped bothering the Tests of Valors. Yeah, the Tests of Valors, like, just... Oh, man, like, it's weird. I'd say even up to Mentor, like, they're actually quite fun. But on Master Ninja, like, as I said, like, the damage output is just so crazy. On, like, the vast majority of them, that they're just not fun, like, you know? Like, you really are just kind of... It's just attrition to get through them. And it's a shame because, like, on Mentor, like the one difficulty below, like they're okay, like they're a lot better balanced just because the damage isn't like just off the fucking chart. Oh, really, really. I was gonna say, yeah, there's no way that's not gonna guard crush on the Kusarigama. No, they're not. Yeah, they're really not. It's like, Test of Valor 4 on Master Ninja, funnily enough, was like the one that really, like, I genuinely don't think that's possible to do, no items, no nimpo, on a fresh game file. The rockets simply just do too much damage. Like, I don't have a save, no, I don't think I have a save for that, otherwise I'd be able to show it. But one rocket hitting you, like actually hitting you, is like 12%, like an eighth of your health bar pretty much. So if you get hit by 2 rockets, that's a quarter of your life bar. There's 50 hoverbots to deal with. 50. And you've got 3 on screen at all times. No, I don't think I've got that save anymore. Hang on. No. That's, that's Mentor. Oh, hang on. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Hang on, let me load this. Oh, it's Mentor, never mind. Yeah, and I just say the rewards you get from them, because of the way the damage works in the game, like a life with 1,000 gods, like having to spend potentially like your entire item stock to get 1 life with 1,000 gods, like it's just not worth it. Like, that's what I did, yeah. So basically what you do is you delimb the hoverbots, you take off one of their arms, and then take out all the marionettes. But even when you only have hoverbots left to deal with, the amount of damage they just chip and chip and chip and chip and chip away at you, it's just too high. It really is just too high. Also, I couldn't find a better string other than XXY with the Luna to take out the hoverbots because of their health. If you get XY instead of XXY, which it's probably going to happen to you at least once, like that can get you killed. So because of the frame rate not being great and you get input drops, if you get this string instead of that, like you can die if you get that string. It's just, oh, it's annoying. Yeah, the hoverbots. Yeah, the ones you get in chapter 9. The rocket guys. I can't remember what this one is. And then the marionettes, like, funny enough, like, I started playing it the other way and thinking, oh, maybe take out the hoverbots first. Whoops. But you can't take out the hoverbots with, like, when a random marionette drop is going to do, like, half your life bar. You can't jump. So, like, wind run, like, is risky with marionettes around because they'll just nail you for insane damage. And yeah, it's just, it's one of those fights where, like, it really breaks down and you think, oh, man, like these hoverbots just do too much damage. Like, their damage is just too high. And they're way more aggressive as well. Because it was funny, on Mentor, if you go watch the Mentor run of that challenge, I think 4 forward Ys, or sometimes 3 forward Ys with the talons kills a hoverbot. It takes, like, 9 on Master Ninja. It's crazy. Like, they have, like, over twice the amount of health. Like, they're way more aggressive. They do way more damage. Just have one more run of this. And then I'll wrap up. But so far, like, every other challenge seems doable. Test of Valor 7 is going to be tricky. It really depends on how much health you get, like, how much health you get to the marionettes with. But you do have the Tonfa at that point. You don't have the Tonfa on Test of Valor 4. That's another reason that makes it so difficult. You don't really have, like, a good option to take out those hoverbots. Luna's XXY is the best I could find. Everything else is just too inconsistent. And the Luna is annoying. Sometimes, if you get the Y hit to double connect, like, you can take them out in 2 every single time. Sometimes if none of the Ys double connect, it takes 3. And every time you try and hit a hoverbot is a point where a marionette can hit you. And when you've got hoverbots out, every time you try and hit a hoverbot, they can just rocket barrage you. And it's just... yeah, it's just nuts. Like, so far, that's the only challenge where I had to use Nimpo and an item. I used the Life of the Gods upgrade to, like, refill my health after the marionettes. And I just used Inferno to take out the hoverbots. Because, yeah, like, I'd love to see someone do it. Like, I'd love to see someone pull it off. Oh, thanks for the sub, Justin. Nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Tier 2 as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nice. But yeah, it's annoying because it was the one challenge where I thought, man, like, I'm not just gonna brute force this until I get the pattern to get it. No items, no Nimpo. It's like, fuck it. Like, if I've only got to use one heal and Nimpo, like, that's fine. But it is a shame that, you know, the hoverbots are just so busted on Master Ninja. And also on Mentor, I think you get less at a time. I need to double check my video, but you get 3 at a time on Master Ninja. I swear you don't get 3 on Mentor. I could be wrong though. Come on, give me like a better starting round this time. I mean, that's kind of better. Wow, that actually killed my combo. See, I'm really excited about playing the Kisarigama again, but for survival and not score. Like, really? Ah, damn it. You know, I can't be asked. It's already getting late. No, you don't have the Scythe at Test of Valor 4. You get the Scythe after Chapter 6. The Scythe would, like, I think the Scythe would save that challenge. Because you'd be able to Scythe UT the bots, and you'd be able to use in-air XY. Yeah, I was thinking that, like, oh man, like, if you only had the Scythe, like, that probably would save it. You've got Talons, Luna, Dual Swords, Dragon Sword, and I think that's it at that point. I think that's all the weapons you've got. Let me hang on. I have the video. Let me check. Here we are. Oh, is it in my other one? Okay, I had a mini heart attack there that I couldn't find this video. I was like, please don't tell me I've deleted that by accident. Wait, what? Hang on. I haven't updated my sub count. Yeah, and the dual swords are like just fucking useless in that challenge. I was hoping rotate Y might be good just because of the iframes, but it just takes so many to kill a bot. Like, it's just... Ah, yeah, here we are. Yeah, so you get 3 hoverbots at once on Master Ninja. I'm gonna have to check, because I could have swore you don't have 3 out on Mentor. Because this challenge, like, wasn't that hard on Mentor. Like, I don't remember this being that difficult. Here we are. Oh, no, you do have 3 out on Mentor. But, man, it's crazy. Like, I'm watching my Mentor video right now, and, like, I haven't even delimbed the hoverbots, and yet I'm getting less rockets shot at me than you get on Master Ninja with 3 delimbed hoverbots. It's crazy. And they do, like, God, they do, like tiny, tiny chips of damage when they hit you. Marionettes are a really weird enemy too. Like, on paper, like, they're totally fine. Like, they're one of the worst defenders, I think, of like, just random armor. Like, if you go up to a marionette to, like, OT it, and, like, they just armor your OT, and it's like, great, that was half my life. Like, it's just, you're like, oh, come on. But thankfully there, I've got the ton for now, so I'm just going to ton for ET the shit out of them. Oh man, anyway guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably carry on with this. The rest of the week is going to be... I want to get at least 1 Bully and Alien stream in. So I think I'll play... I might do some more NG2 tomorrow. And then I'll try and wrap up Alien on Thursday. And then Friday I'll be playing The Last of Us 2. And then I'll probably play Bully over the weekend. Because I unlocked like the next part of the map on Bully. So I really want to get back to that. Because that's further than I got when I lost all my saves. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will catch you tomorrow for some more NG2. Peace.